welcome to my channel. Now, what I have here is an anonymous gift. I mean, so anonymous, even I don't know who sent it. I had a knock on my door. I think it was Saturday. And I wasn't expecting anybody. I wasn't expecting any packages or anything. And I looked out there and there was nobody there. I opened the door and there was, in a Walmart bag, plastic, bag, there was this flashlight sitting there. And that all it had on it was my name and some kind of, Walmart delivery barcode and stuff and a trip time. So thank you, Anonymous, whoever you are. I really don't know who you are, but thank you. This is a very interesting light. As far as budget lights go, this is an inexpensive light, but performs pretty well. Now, the first thing you're going to notice, I'll tell you all the information about it, but the first thing you're going to notice on this thing is how light it is. I mean, in weight. It's very light for its size. And I think it says down right here, 7 ounces. Let me weigh this guy. But I think this guy weighs more. This is the TS11. We're close. Alright, it weighs 4 ounces. So, but, well, I'll read over here. Everything you need to know is on this package right here. 1,000 lumens, 5 times more lightweight, 3 hours on high, 500 lumens, 3.75 hours, 50 lumens low, 11.5 hours. It has an 1800 milliamp lithium ion battery in there. 18650 rechargeable battery. Now, one thing about this rechargeable battery is you cannot, it says it's not removable, but there are screws here. Now, what it tells you is, here it is, this product is rechargeable. Please charge fully before plug in. It gives you a cord. It's a micro USB, and it has a charging indicator on it. These LEDs come on. It was 75% charged. 100 was blue and flashing while I was charging it. Pull back the charging port cover. Insert the other end. Uh-oh, this is the mowers out there. Let me pause this so I can shut the door. It's going to sound like we're being attacked by bees. Alright, let me get this thing back down here. I'm sitting down where I can do it. Alright, so it's fully charged when it's all solid blue. Alright, so repeatedly press the button, power button, cycles between high, medium, and low flashlight brightness modes, and off. A 4-step battery level indicator shows remaining battery life. From what I can tell, this the battery indicator light stays on. These don't go off. Like a lot of other lights, it'll do a power indicator and then it'll go away. This stays on, but it has a very nice beam. I'll do beam patterns later. We're reading the instructions here. This product contains a non-replaceable rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Attempting to open the product and replacing the rechargeable battery will result in permanent damage and void all warranties. I looked on Amazon for these. I didn't look on Walmart, but I looked on Amazon. In Amazon, it was like $20-something. But they had a 2-year warranty supposedly on it. So I'll get back to this replacing the batteries and the warranties and everything in a second. To prevent serious injury, including temporary and permanent loss of sight, do not stare into the light. Shine the light into the eyes or focus the beam using an additional lens. This gave me an idea, and I'll show you that later on, but I was playing around with this using an additional lens. Thank you for warning me not to do something that I did anyway. Keep away from infants and toddlers, as this product contains small parts. This product is not a toy. Use this light only as it is intended. Inspect before every use. Do not use if parts are damaged, loose, or missing. Save these safety precautions. Lighting and battery specifications. So it goes what it told you on there. Now look at this. It's an 18650 and it's 1800 milliamps. I believe that's what that contributes to the lightweight, because if you put a high drain, heavy duty, 18650 battery in there that'll do like 2,800 or 3,000 or more milliamp hours, you're going to get double the runtime, but you're also going to increase the weight. Now this flashlight can handle it. I mean, you pick it up and you think, God, man, this thing doesn't have any batteries in it. Now I haven't taken it apart, and I'm not going to. I'm going to use it like this. But my thoughts on this are, you use this thing until the battery doesn't hold a charge anymore. You know what I mean? Whereas where you would normally replace the 18650. It may take a while, but you use that then. And then, instead of throwing the flashlight away, well, you don't worry about a warranty or voiding it or anything or damaging it because it's no longer working. So take it apart. There's a seam here. It looks like you would have to undo the lens first, which is probably glued. Let me turn the light off on this so you can kind of see the emitter. It's a nice, shiny, orange peeled or whatever, except for at the very end there's some little ridges there. Just a big old emitter sitting there. And the operation is pretty simple. Here's your little port. Sorry. Bumpity bump, bump, bump. Here's your little port. Let me turn the light back on. Your micro USB. It plugs in there, easily with the supply cable is pretty short. This doesn't come up because this is your switch. And then it's just single press. It comes on as high. It goes to medium, low, and then off. All right. High. See that, but a nice big spot with some flood. There's some actual, I think that's the ridged part down there is giving you that little bit of flood. And then it's just a nice big circle. And then off. So it's always going to come on in high because you have to go through that sequence to turn it off. But this is not bad, as far as budget flashlights go, because you're getting a lot of performance. You don't have to mess around with, a recharger or everything. All you need to do is a micro USB cable. It has no strobes. It has no Android you have to learn or anything. And readily available. I think it's only like IPX6 rated or whatever, for like light rain or something. I don't even know if it shows it on here. But it's not bad. It's not bad for what you get. 1,000 lumens for 3 hours. I mean, that's pretty decent. I haven't run it very long. I haven't. How would you say ran? I haven't used it for very long. I charged it up, and then the other night there were some people breaking into the swimming pool. I think I'll add that little video clip in there. Swimming pool they have here in the apartment complex is just for the people that live here, and if they have guests, they have to have an armband, and all. There's no real enforcement on this. I don't know why they put all these stupid rules up there, but teenagers, there is a high school nearby and everything. Teenagers, this place has been around since the 80s, so people know all about it, that it's got a swimming pool. And teenagers came in, and there's a gate with a padlock on it. Well, that's not going to stop them. They climbed over, and they'd have gotten away with it if they'd be quiet, but they were loud. There's like 6 or 7 of them. They're making all kinds of noise. And so it woke me up, because normally I'm awake in the middle of the night, but this was around midnight, Saturday night. It was actually really early Sunday morning. And This had been fully charged, so I had this in my hand, and I went to the door, and rather than spotlighting them and everything, because they were already leaving, and I was gonna call the cops on them if they were, I mean, because they're disturbing people with their noise, if nothing else. I don't care about them using the swimming pool. I don't use it either. But that is vandalism and stuff like that. And the earlier you catch people at an early age and try to tell them, hey, try to obey the law and everything, and it's not going to be as much fun, but the consequences of going against that are, you criminals and people that violate laws have this idea like they're privileged, like society owes them this or something. No, society doesn't owe you squat, I can remember being a kid too, so I'm not slamming teenagers too much, It's kind of like harmless what they were doing, but still, the underlying thing is lawlessness behind it, and recklessness. Now, I'm one to talk on lawlessness and recklessness, so like I said, I'm not trying to slam them too much, but this would have come in very handy if I'd have stepped out there, because they've been swimming, so I don't think they're armed and dangerous and stuff, and spotlighted them and say, hey, I'm going to call the cops on you. Now, the problem is you can get retaliation. They know which apartment that, spotlight came from. I could have done it from the ground, acted like a security guard. But, again, it's not my swimming pool. It is my life, so I'm not afraid of people or anything like and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go out of my way to confront people doing something lawless, that's basically harmless, but if one of them's packing a pistol or something, and they feel threatened, who knows? I know this sounds paranoid, but this is the world we live in nowadays. Also, you could get in trouble if you tried to use any force on them because, again, oh, they were just kids. They were just harmless kids. Yeah. It's like a pack of wolves come up, you've got a farm or whatever, and they start attacking your cattle. What are you supposed to do? Negotiate with them? Talk to them and everything else? No, these are human beings, I understand. But still, a lot of times, I mean, here comes a mini rant. The law errs and covers on the side of the person that perpetrated the crime, It used to be until they had like a stand your ground law. If a criminal was breaking into your house, you couldn't even defend yourself if you had a means of escape. What the hell? What kind of logic is that? If life is so precious, don't break into a house in the middle of the night. That's as simple as that. Your life is fine as long as you're not trying to take mine away or my family or my property. But once you cross that line, hey, all bets are off. It's over. You have no rights when you become a criminal. These rights are for law-abiding citizens. You break the law and everything. You do have rights as you're being charged as a criminal. But I mean, like I said, cut and dry case of trespass, criminal trespass, or something like that. A lot of times, if you step up and try to be the concerned citizen and everything, you'll face consequences for it. So, just consider your actions. But I think this would have been a good non-lethal way of scaring someone off. I wouldn't even had to say anything. I could have just been from a strategic location, shined a light on a few of them, 1,000 lumens in your eyes, even from a distance. You're going to realize, hey, you're not anonymous. It was dark before, but it's not now. And, this is not going to crack any heads. This is not for I understand why they put the crenulations in here, even though this is it's not rubber, it's like soft plastic. It's so that if you make the mistake of doing this, it's going to show you that your light's on. But it's not really as a strike thing. I mean, this is so lightweight. But as a light, it does its job. And you have to think tactics too. So anyways, I know this is a long one. So anyways, thank you, Anonymous. Like I said, I've got plenty of flashlights. This one could have done the same thing, but more compact. I can add a tube to it and everything, but it also costs a lot more. Thinking this thing costs like $30-something, so you could get 2 of these for the price of one of those. And yeah, if this thing ever runs out, like I said, figure out how to get this lens off, probably with a little judicious prying. I doubt if it's screwed. It's probably glued on rather than screwed on. And then take your little screwdriver kit and go to town. Once you get all the screws out, which is pretty obvious, it's showing you where all the screws are, then you just crack it open. Now, after you've done that, I would replace the battery with a normal, like 3000 milliamp 18650. And you basically you're going to double your run times. 1800. You're going to come close to doubling your run time. Because you're still supplying the same voltage, you're not freaking it out. It'll take you longer to charge because that micro USB, if once you seal it back up, you're not going to replace the replaceable battery you had. But this flashlight could last you a damn long time, And if you drop it or you lose it, it's not very expensive. You got a little place here you can put a cord in for a little lanyard if you need one. Like I said, this switch is easy to find at night. It's flat. It's positive. It goes through the cycles with no sweat. You don't see that PWM there. Let's see if we see it on high. You don't see it on high and through the camera. You start seeing it on medium. You see it more on low. The camera will catch a lot of things the human eye won't catch, and that's one of them. You don't see that. The beam intensity goes down. 50 lumens low is still pretty good when you got a thrower. It doesn't have I don't think it shows the number of meters that it goes out to. But and I don't have any beam shots for you right now. I've run my mouse so long. I'll try to include some from within the apartment and showing it up against the wall. But there you go. Thank you, whoever sent me this. And I've got some updates I'm going to be doing on the knives and stuff like that. So those of you that are worrying, oh no, he's turned into a lockpicking channel, or he's turned into this and that. No, I get back to knives and stuff. It's just, things like this happen. I get flashlights and I get knives, and still got the dinosaurs there. They're still up to their same mayhem, right, Peppy? He's a leader of the pack as far as like shenanigans going on. But anyways, ooh, look, it's almost the same color as Peppy. He already likes this one for that. So yeah, I'd say, this is a pretty good one for people that, you just want a flashlight. You don't want, like fancy flint, side emitters or programs that you have to learn. You just want a flashlight. And this is going to give you plenty of grip. It's almost balanced more up here than it is down here. I'm telling you, when you pick it up, you're going to think like, man, this thing can't last for long at all. 3 hours of being on is a long time for spotlighting, So again, I'll give you a follow-up afterwards. I just wanted to say this is an appreciation to Anonymous, whoever they are. Thank you for sending this, and thank you for watching.
Hey, you punks, get out of my pool.